There is a piece of police body camera footage from the middle of the night in the summer of 2022 that most people who see it can only watch once. It opens on chaos, a house fully engulfed in flame, lighting up a quiet residential street in the dark, sirens still arriving. And then, in the middle of that chaos, a man staggers out from the side of the building, badly injured, cradling a 6-year-old girl in his arms, and simply collapses onto the pavement. The footage doesn't show you how he got in there. It doesn't show you that this was already his second trip inside. It just shows you the end of it. A stranger handing a child to police, and then his body finally giving out. To understand what happened just before that camera started rolling, you have to go back about 20 minutes. It was just after midnight in Lafayette, Indiana. A 25-year-old pizza delivery driver named Nick Bostic was out driving, alone, just trying to clear his head after a long shift. He wasn't a firefighter. He wasn't trained in search and rescue. He'd had a long, ordinary shift delivering pizza across town, and he was just a guy in a car on an ordinary residential street when he came around a corner and saw a 2-story house completely engulfed in fire. No fire trucks yet, no police, just flames pouring out of a house in the dark with, as far as he knew in that moment, no idea whether anyone was still inside. He pulled over. Bostic went to the back of the house and shouted inside, trying to find out if it was empty. When nothing answered right away, most people would have taken that as permission to wait for the professionals. He went in anyway, moving up through a house that was actively burning around him. He found a woman with a 1-year-old and 2 13-year-olds gathered near an upstairs bedroom, trying to figure out how to get out. He got all 4 of them moving, down through the smoke and out the door to safety. 4 people on a single pass through a burning building by a man with no equipment and no training for this. By any reasonable measure, that should have been the end of the story. A stranger who happened to drive past at exactly the right moment, who did more than anyone could have expected of him, and who now had every excuse in the world to step back and let the professionals take it from there. Nobody would have blamed him for staying outside to catch his breath. It wasn't. Someone told him there was still a 6-year-old girl inside, and Nick Bostic turned back toward the fire he had just escaped and went in again. By this point, the house was worse. More smoke, more heat, less time. He found her, and with the stairs no longer a safe option, he did the only thing left. He broke a 2nd-floor window and jumped out of it, holding a 6-year-old child against his body to shield her from the fall. If a man with no training going back into a burning house a second time on purpose is the kind of decision you can't quite picture yourself making, take a second and hit that like button. It tells me these are exactly the moments worth pulling out of a single night and holding on to. And subscribe, because what this cost him and what he says it gave him is the part of this story most people never hear past the headline. Stay with me. That fall and everything before it is what finally put him on the ground in front of that body camera, the moment the footage actually captures. By the time paramedics reached him, Bostic had suffered severe smoke inhalation and a serious injury to his arm. He was airlifted to a hospital in Indianapolis. He spent 2 days there before he was discharged. All 5 people he pulled out of that house survived. The woman, the 2 teenagers, the 1-year-old, and the 6-year-old girl he carried out the window. Every one of them made it. In a fire like that, in a house that size, that is not the outcome anyone would have predicted from the moment Bostic first rounded the corner and saw the flames. The margin between that night ending in 5 funerals and 5 survivals came down in large part to a delivery driver who happened to be on that particular street at that particular hour. Afterward, Bostic said something simple about the seconds he spent deciding whether to go back in a second time. I knew the next second it could be my life, but every second counted. He wasn't chasing recognition. He didn't know anyone was filming, and the body camera footage that would later circulate around the world was, for him in that moment, entirely beside the point. He went back in because a child was still inside, and the math of that, to him, apparently required no further thought. He got recognition anyway. The family he saved treated him like one of their own, taking him to dinner, thanking him in person for a debt that dinner obviously can't repay. And the following year, Nick Bostic was awarded the Carnegie Medal, the highest civilian honor for heroism in the United States, given only to people who risked their own lives, seriously, to save someone else's. The medal traces back more than a century to a fund the industrialist Andrew Carnegie set up specifically to recognize ordinary civilians who do exactly this kind of thing. People with no uniform, no obligation, and no expectation of reward, who happen to be standing nearby when it matters most. Bostic later said the whole experience changed him, and that he thinks about those seconds by the burning house differently now than he did on the night itself. So go back to that body camera footage one more time. A man collapsing on the pavement, a child safe in his arms, sirens still arriving behind him. It looks, on its own, like the end of a very bad night. What it's actually showing you is the last few seconds of 2 separate decisions to walk into a burning building, made by someone whose only qualification was being the first person to notice and the only person willing to act on it before help arrived. If you want more stories like this one, real, forgotten, hidden in the details the official version leaves out, watch the video already coming up on your screen right now. Here on It Sounds Like Fiction, but it's history, there's always one more secret waiting.